Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode. This is based on a true story. I'm going to try to keep a straight face through this one. Let's do it. Coming soon to a theater near you. This chick flick will bring you to tears, then punch you in the gut and leave you breathless. Stay tuned for sneak peeks and behind the scenes footage on the making of. You can also follow our social media for updates. And now, without further ado, here are the tissues, and make sure to hold on tight, because this is one heck of a wild ride. I never thought one reckless night in Las Vegas would change the course of my entire life. Samantha and I had been best friends for over a decade. We met in college. Our freshman year dorm room walls were practically see-through, so we bonded over bad coffee and late night study sessions, whispering secrets that only those cheap walls could hear, and never let go of each other since she was the wild one, always pulling me out of my comfort zone. I was the careful one, making sure she didn't jump off any metaphorical cliffs. So when she called one Friday evening and said, "Let's go to Vegas just for the weekend, no rules, no plans, just fun," I should have known it wouldn't be just an ordinary trip. It was like one of those infamous girls' just weekend trips where Carrie Bradshaw and her gang went. But instead of Cosmos, we were drinking gin and sodas. We landed in the city of neon lights, the strip glittering like a fallen star against the desert sky. Laughter bubbled between us like champagne. The air smelled of expensive perfume, stale cigarettes, and something that felt like possibility. The kind of place where dreams come to die and some people win big, lose it all, and everyone ends up drunk before sunset. I was a bit apprehensive, but excited nonetheless. As we strolled down the strip, hand in hand, we promised ourselves we wouldn't do anything too crazy. Of course, promises in Vegas mean nothing, but we were determined to stick to our plan. Enjoy the shows, eat good food, maybe do a little gambling. Oh, and get married. What? No, seriously, that happened. Somewhere between dancing on tabletops and laughing so hard my cheeks hurt, Samantha grabbed my hand and shouted over the music, "You know what we should do? Get married." I nearly choked on my cocktail. Married? Sam, you're insane? Dante, you think getting married requires a little bit more planning than our drunken stupor in Vegas? But her grin was so wide, her eyes sparkling mischievously. Why not? Best friends forever, right? Let's make it official. I promise it'll be epic. And in my drunken haze, it didn't seem like the worst idea in the world. Actually, it seemed hilarious. A story we could laugh about forever. So I surrendered with a mock growl. And next thing I knew, we were standing in a little Vegas chapel, a man dressed as Elvis singing badly. Off, Samantha slipped a plastic ring from a vending machine onto my finger, and I was laughing so hard I could barely say I do. But we did. We actually did. The next morning, I woke up with a pounding headache, still in last night's clothes, the marriage certificate sitting on the nightstand. My heart nearly stopped. Oh my God, we actually got married. I turned to see Samantha stirring awake. Her hair was a mess, mascara smudged under her eyes, but she still managed to smile at me. Morning, wife? That single word made my stomach flip. Wife? We both laughed nervously at first. It was surreal, a joke gone horribly wrong. Then we started talking, not just small talk, but really talking, sharing hopes, dreams, fears, things we'd never told anyone else. And by the end of that conversation, something had shifted between us. "I think we need to talk to someone about this," I said, feeling slightly drunk. I poured myself a glass of water and sat down. And then, as if it was rehearsed, Samantha said, "Yeah, I think you're right. Back home, life was supposed to go back to normal, but it didn't. We filled out the paperwork, but didn't send it in right away. And in the meantime, little things started to change. Our friendship, which had been comfortable and predictable, suddenly felt different, charged with electricity. It was scary and exhilarating. When we cooked dinner together, her hand lingered on mine longer than it used to. When I came home late from work, she'd text me, "Miss my wife? Come home." Half joking, half not that. When I was leaving town for work, she asked me to stay in a hotel near my office so she could visit. "So it's easier," she said, meeting my gaze, "for me." And I knew exactly what she meant. But it didn't stop there. I found myself thinking about her constantly. I caught myself smiling for no reason when I thought about her and the way she laughed at her own dumb jokes. The way she always made sure I was okay, especially when I was sick. How she listened to my rants about work. The way she argued with me playfully when we disagreed. And how she always knew how to make me laugh. She'd been there for me through breakups, family drama, every single bad day. And I realized I had been a fool not to see it sooner. Had I been in love with her all along and had no idea, or had Vegas somehow unlocked this feeling inside of me? I wasn't sure. One night we were sitting on my couch watching movies. She leaned her head on my shoulder casually, the way she'd always done. But this time, my heart was pounding. I turned to her, my hand shaking slightly as I reached out to cup her face. "Sam," I whispered, my voice hoarse. "What if we don't get it, Nald?" She turned to look at me, eyes wide. For once, Samantha, the fearless one, looked nervous. "Are you saying what I think you're saying?" I swallowed hard. "I think I've been in love with you for years. And I didn't realize it until Vegas." Her hand found mine, fingers tightening, and then she kissed me. Soft, hesitant at first, then deeper, like she had been waiting just as long. That kiss made everything clear. Vegas hadn't been a mistake. It had been fate's way of giving us a push. It wasn't always easy after that. We had to untangle our friendship from this new love, figure out what being wives really meant when we hadn't planned it. But every challenge felt worth it because it was her. People laughed when we told them the story. Two best friends, one wild Vegas night, waking up married. But behind the laughter was something real. Sometimes love sneaks up on you in the most unexpected ways. And sometimes it takes neon lights, bad Elvis impersonators, and way too much tequila to show you that the person you were meant to spend your life with was standing beside you the whole time. And so one night in Vegas didn't ruin my life. It gave me the love I never knew I was waiting for. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week for another exciting episode. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more. See you next time!